Good morning, class. This is, I've just made a board with parametric modeling, and what I'm going to do is show you how to draw something, create a new sketch within your already created part. You can also do this in an assembly file, but sometimes people are like, well, I want to add something to it and it's not there and I don't know what to do. So I'm going to go in and show you really quickly how to do that. The first thing I want to do is I want to create a 2D sketch, and I want to put it on this front face because I want to make an end for my board. And so I'm going to go click Project Geometry and make sure I select that whole face so I know that's where I'm drawing on. And I'm going to go select my rectangle, and I'm going to just draw a random rectangle because I have to change all my sizes anyway. So I need that rectangle to be 0.75 wide, and I know that my board is 3 inches tall or 3 inches deep, and that all of my pegs are 3 inches high. So I want to make my side of my board 6 inches high. And you say, wow, that's really huge and it's not centered. Don't worry, that's what we're getting to. So I'm going to make this side stick in to my end by 0.375, which is half of 0.75. So basically I want it, half of it, to be inside the board. I want the board to be halfway inside the end is what I want. Now here's the parametric modeling part that's kind of cool, is that I can go dimension, I can click the top of this line and I can click the top of the board, pull it over here and say, okay, well I want that to be centered. So I want that to be whatever that number is, but I have to take out the width of my board, which is 0.75, so I'm going to subtract 0.75. So now I have the total height of my end, subtract 0.75, and now I need to divide that in half, right? So notice I'm coming in and putting parentheses in there, and then I'm going to put a little division bar and divide by 2. Hit enter, and I'm going to zoom out here so you can see what I did. So what you can see is it's now taken that and completely centered it. So when I finish my sketch, and I can zoom out a little, I can now extrude that feature, and instead of going forwards, I'm just going to go backwards, but I'm going to go backwards 3 and hit OK. And so now you can see what it did. It actually just added that right on there, and so now this is all one part. I basically created a board with one end. Now I want to create the other end, so you're going to get to watch me do too. So I'm going to select Create Sketch again on that front view. That's my project geometry I'm working with, is right there where it all goes red. I'm zooming in a little so I can see better, hitting OK. I'm now going to draw a rectangle, and it doesn't matter what I draw because I have to move it around anyway. I want it to be 0.75 wide, I want it to be 6 tall, and I want this edge that now just went red to that edge to be 0.375, so that again my board needs to be inside my end just a little bit, but the problem ends up being that I really want to center it. So from there to there ends up being, and I got to zoom out a little here and do some maneuvering so I can see all my dimensions. There we go. Zoom back in. I want this, which is the height of the top of the end to the top of the board, to be the total height. Whoops. Hold on, what did I do? Alright, double click. Go in there and enter that. Total height, there we go. You have to click on the value. Minus 0.75, which I just typed in on my keyboard because I know the width of my board there is 0.75. And then I'm going to put in a closed parenthesis, have to go back over here, put in an open parenthesis, and then I'm going to divide the whole thing by 2 because I want it to be halfway. And now, again, you'll notice it's perfectly centered. Finish my sketch. I can click on the edge, directly tell it I'm extruding, but instead of going forward, I'm going to go backwards. And notice it went clear. That means it thinks I'm trying to cut, but I don't want to cut. I actually want to put a physical shape through there. So now I can hit OK, and now I have a perfect board, pegboard, so that my kids can pound their pegs all the way at the bottom, flip it over, and pound them all the way to the bottom again. So there you go.